Hi everyone, Flaming Footy here, and welcome back to the new video on the channel. And today, guys, here we are to continue my AFL 2023 3-game match reviews. In today's video, it is 2-game match reviews though, and the 2 games I'm going to be reviewing are the King's birthday games, Carlton vs Essendon, and the King's birthday day game, Melbourne and Collingwood, as well as the Vitamin D game, which is also Melbourne and Collingwood. Now, to keep in note as well, though, this is the final 2-game match reviews there'll be, because obviously from here on it goes back to 3, and that is perfect. Alright, so this was a really interesting game on the Sunday night between Carlton and Essendon at the MCG on the Sunday night. Now, before I actually deep dive into this game, this has got to be a staple in the fixture. This has got to be a must-have every year in the fixture, a King's Birthday Eve game. And I feel like this is the game as well. I feel like this year probably wasn't the most exciting game, but I think next year that these two sides meet, assuming that they're both in relatively good condition, I think this is a game of the year. So I think this has got to stay where it is. Feel free to let me know in the comment section what you guys think about this, but I reckon this has got to stay as a fixturing thing. This has got to, stay there. But anyway, though, rare Sunday night football, definitely I agree that it should be around the future on this very round. Carlton 6-16-52 defeated by Essendon 13-8, 86. Essendon win by 34 in the end. And this game was close. And until Essendon just had a nice little patch of theirs where they just blew the game away. And look, this game was close for the first half. It was backwards and forwards. And Carlton were happy to take some risks. They were happy to do normal things they wouldn't normally do, things you wouldn't relate to Carlton. They were taking up some corridor kicks, they were playing faster. The only thing which they did which really messed up the game for them and really just would have definitely annoyed fans was their long bombs inside. They were taking shots from 60 out and just going, okay, let's just hope it's a lucky bounce. You've really got to try. And yes, with fast ball, they're probably going a little bit too fast at times. Because sometimes there's times where you got to go slow, there's times where you can go fast. And they just kind of went fast, then had nobody on and just had lucky shots, which in the end resulted to them having 3-10 by half time. And then in the third quarter, they didn't come out for the start. And that was 1-2 at the end of the second term. 1-2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Essendon goals in a row. That's where the game was lost, for sure, for Carlton. And then, they kicked 2 late goals in the third term, 1 in the final term compared to Essendon's 2. They lost the game off the back of that third quarter there to Carlton. Not being good enough. Essendon just having a really nice run on them. Essendon, they are in the mix for finals, and I'm not saying they are. Well, we'll go through this actually first. 114 fantasy for Merritt, 114 fantasy for Martin, who played a great game. 97 for Merritt, 95 for Doherty and Hyde, 92 for Caldwell. Goals behinds now, 5 goals for Wright, who he had maximum impact on the night. He was huge for Essendon. 2 goals for Curnow and Menzies. Disposals, 35 for Walsh, 31 for Chera. 30 for Nick Martin, 27 for Doherty, 25 for Caldwell. Marks, 9 for Martin, 8 for Doherty, Heppel, Redmond and Ridley. Tackles, 8 for Langford. Hitouts, 22 for DeConing, 15 Phillips, 13 for Draper, 4 for Young, 3 for Silvani, 1 for Peter Wright. Team stats now where Carlton smashed Essendon inside 50s, 56-41, but it was the efficiency inside 50 in the end, which ended up costing Carlton. And I mean, their conversion rate again for they've had horrible conversion in their past few weeks. Essendon just won clearances. They smashed them in centre clearances, those 7-13. Carlton won in contested footy though, and Essendon won in marks 78-103, 9-11 marks inside 50. Also in favour of the Bombers. They led for just a tick over 3/4 of this game. Did Essendon laid way more tackles, 33-64 and 7-19 tackles inside 50. 33 tackles for the game. I don't think that cuts it for Carlton, especially a side that this year everybody went into the year going, oh, Carlton will be finals contenders. Sure, 33 tackles in the game is not good enough. You lose based off that anyway. And I do feel like Essendon, dark horse for the top 4. I don't think they'll finish top 4, but they are a red hot crack if they keep playing the way they are. But I definitely think from here they surely can make the top 8. Alright, now to the King's birthday game and Fight MND. A brilliant cause is Fight MND, and it was great seeing all the sliders go down the slide, and obviously some really good moments in this game. Obviously, like all the lap of honour, not lap of honour, but like guard of honour and stuff like that for Neil Danaher and all that. Great cause, great support, and again, great game. We had a great game here, and it was third versus first going into it. And you just know, that this was going to be a good game. And fortunately enough for my tips, which have suffered this round, not a great round of tipping for me at all. But anyway, though, Melbourne got over the line by 4. Melbourne 18-66, defeated Collingwood 9-8-62. And look, based on accuracy here, Melbourne should have had this game done and dusted. And both sides at times had the heebie-jeebies in front of goal, couldn't convert. Melbourne especially had some really good opportunities and just couldn't quite convert. It was Collingwood that started off the first quarter really well, getting out to an 18-point lead. But Melbourne, slowly but steadily across quarters 2 and 3, stemmed the flow. They bring it back, and then midway through the third quarter, just a switch goes bang, and they kick 3 goals in a row, along with all of their other behinds as well. And then the last quarter, they build their lead out to about 18 or 19, and you do think there it's over. And Collingwood have a couple of opportunities, miss a few, and then kick a couple of goals late, 30 seconds to go, and Melbourne just hang on for what is one of the games of the year for sure, because Collingwood just kept on coming. They're a great last quarter team. They surge home. But in the end, Melbourne just too good. 135 fantasy for Viney, 131 for Crisp, 121 for Mitchell, 104 for Adams, 103 for Petrarca. Goals behind, 3 goals for Fritsch, 2 for Lipinski. Disposals, 32 for Viney, 30 for Mitchell, 28 for Petrarca, Hunter and Crisp. Marks, 10 for Salem and Tomlinson, 8 for Hunter, Quaynor, Moore, Cameron and Maynard. Tackles, 11 for Viney and Crisp, 10 for Mitchell, 8 for Adams. Hitouts, 26 for Grundy, 17 for Gawn. So Grundy did win a fair few hitouts against his former side and kicked a goal as well. 13 hitouts for Cameron, 12 for Cox, 3 for Van Rooyen. Team stats now, the D's, 1 inside 50s, 59-49. Again, accuracy did let them down and did stop them from, and I mean, look, they're not hard chances. They were just it was just contagious missing all those shots today. But Pies won centre clearances 7-10. D's won stoppage 26-19. They won contested possessions by +19. They won marks inside 50 by 8 as well. The D's led for just under half this game. But this was a really seriously good game. And in the end, in a real top of the table blockbuster, or in a real top 4 blockbuster game, the D's get over the line by 4. And clubs that had the bye this round were Geelong and Gold Coast. So now we're just going to do a quick little round review here, which we got to wind back to Thursday night. But isn't it great to have Thursday night football back? And that's going to be a staple in the fixture for the next few rounds. I think, is it round 18 that it ends? Yes, round 18 is, I'm pretty sure it's round 18 is the last round of Thursday night football. But from rounds 13 to 18, we've got some big Thursday night games coming up in the next few weeks. But Saints over 14, Saints defeated the Swans by 14. Port Adelaide defeated the Dogs by 22. Hawthorn defeated Brisbane by 25. Adelaide smashed West Coast by 122. Richmond defeated the Dockers by 15. GWS defeated North Melbourne by 28. Essendon defeated Carlton by 34, and then Melbourne defeated Collingwood by 4. Next round, what have we got? Port Adelaide and Geelong. This is probably the biggest game of the round, or one of them. I mean, look, this round's got some good games, round 14. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel so you can see my round preview, because we've got a lot to go over in that round preview for sure. But this is probably one of the biggest games of the round. Geelong will have some of their stars returning. Port Adelaide looking to make it 11 in a row. That's a big game. Friday night, Brisbane and Sydney at the Gabba. Then Saturday afternoon, Saturday's a good day of football for sure. Giants and Dockers at Giants Stadium, that is a big one. And then Tigers and Saints, Saturday night, MCG, that's a massive game as well. Sunday starts off with a bang, Carlton and Gold Coast at the MCG, that should be a really good game. And then North Melbourne versus Western Bulldogs finishes it off at Marvel Stadium. Adelaide, Collingwood, Essendon, Hawthorn, Melbourne and West Coast have their byes, and then in round 15 is the final bye round as well. But again, not looking too far ahead. The ladder. Things are getting interesting. That loss there for Collingwood has just opened the door for no team but Port Adelaide. It's just opened the door for the Power, and if they do, because Collingwood have a bye next round, so if they win, they'll temporarily go top, and that clash later on in the year is looking to be a big one between the Power and Collingwood. Melbourne sit in third, Brisbane are in fourth, Saints, Bombers, they're equal in the top 4 at the moment, equal on points, just percentage is what is causing them not to be in there. And the top 8 race is really starting to get interesting. Probably everybody down to the Giants are viable options. Thank you guys. It was smart watching. Please do make sure to leave a like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. See you guys never miss another video on the channel. Thank you guys. It was smart. Bye everyone. Flame Footy out.